I'm Jacob.
I'm Yuri.
And we're going for a drive.
...2019 Volkswagen Atlas.
Execline.
This is top trim?
This is the top trim.
What about R-Line?
You can get the R-Line on the Execline.
So this isn't the top trim?
Well, it is. It's just a little package.
It's the top trim without the coolest looking package.
Correct.
All right. Horsepower and torque.
276 horsepower and 266 pound-feet of torque out of a 3.6 liter VR6.
And the big deal about this car, SUV, is that it's 3 rows and it's the biggest Volkswagen SUV you can get.
The big deal is that it's a big Volkswagen.
And the smaller one below it is the Tiguan.
That's right, which is also now a 3-row.
I parked next to one today at McDonald's when I got my morning coffee. This isn't that much bigger, it's not that much longer or taller, but look how much room there is in here.
There's so much room in here.
Start with the box test?
Yeah, okay. 19.
Where can you get those boxes?
Patreon.com/TheStraightPipes.
How about a visor test now?
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Huge visors.
And yeah, the coffee cups hold coffee.
Yes, they do. Now let's talk about this 3-row because that's kind of what makes this whole car. I actually fit in the back relatively comfortably.
The back or the back?
The back.
Yeah, me too. Well, obviously me too, I fit well.
Yeah, but I'm 6'1.5" and I don't fit in any backpacks.
And this has captain's chairs in the middle row.
Which are optional. You can just get a regular old bench seat.
I showed this car to my buddy yesterday and he has a newborn baby. Shout out Julian. He showed me that when he moved this middle seat, you can move it without having it tilt all the way down. So if you have a baby seat in there, it stays. It doesn't have to get removed to get people in the back.
That's pretty cool.
That's an interesting thing I look forward to figuring more about in the future.
Yeah, once we have kids.
Yeah, not with each other.
No. And we're at Cliche Corner. Might as well test the handling. Honestly, it handles just fine for what this thing is. It's huge.
It's nice and soft.
It's very comfortable to drive. You're not gonna be sending it, but if you wanted to, you'd be okay.
Okay, can we talk about drive modes a little bit?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Let's just talk about the drive and the sport.
All right, so we have D and S on the shifter, so that changes our transmission mapping.
I definitely noticed that it's very sluggish in drive.
Yes, it is.
But if you're just like zoned out, clocking into work and back and like not really paying attention to your life, it's perfect.
It's great.
And then if you need to go a little faster, sport gets you through that fine.
Yeah, and it's a regular old 8-speed auto, and it shifts very smoothly. Not the quickest, but it doesn't need to be. It's just smooth.
Do you mind how long the revs stay up when you're in sport mode?
Honestly, not really. Like, I'm not sending this thing.
It's not too noticeable.
No, it's not. And let's talk about the rest of the drive modes. We actually have a drive mode selector. So we have this road mode, which is normal. So then in normal, you can go eco, normal, sport, and custom. Then we have snow mode, and then we also have off-road mode, and then custom off-road mode.
The graphics are very cool.
Graphics are great. Resolution is great on the screen.
Yeah, so just keep it in normal and go to work, pick up your kids, and go to soccer practice and come back home.
Exactly. And if you commute every day, which you naturally probably do in something like this, adaptive cruise and lane keep assist, fantastic. Lane keep assist, not fantastic.
Okay.
It works, but adaptive cruise is so nice in stop and go.
To be honest, this isn't my favorite adaptive cruise. I used it today and it like kind of stops late when you're going fast and then it won't automatically start driving. You need to hit the pedal to go again.
Yeah, but pretty much every car, you have to just tap the pedal to go again.
Yeah.
Or hit the resume button.
The thing about traveling on the highway is that radar cruise is kind of like suicidal sometimes. The second a car starts pulling in, this thing hits it as fast as you can and then slams on the brakes and tells you to slam on the brakes. So I don't know.
But that's adaptive cruise in any car.
I know, but
if someone cuts in front of you, you have to be aware. It's not self-driving.
I just felt like the Mercedes-Benz did it a bit better.
Okay, but that's like at least 2 or 3 times the price.
Not an A-Class.
A-Class is very small though.
I know, I'm just talking about zoning out and driving. Okay, more stuff.
It's very quiet to drive. On the highway and everything, I noticed it was very comfortable, very quiet. I had no issues with that.
Yeah, I didn't really think about the noise, but it is quiet.
Exactly.
What do you think of the seating position?
I really like it for this. I can actually adjust it higher or lower, and I'm a little bit lower than I want to be.
Do your elbows, yeah, you see you can have your elbow on the armrest while doing the steering wheel?
Yeah.
I barely can't.
So you can?
I can just barely, but it's not comfortable. My elbows have to be out so far.
Really?
Yeah, it's for my size, it's not an ideal driving position.
Even with the steering wheel forward?
Well, with steering wheel all the way forward, it's not as comfortable as like the Legacy where like my elbows were in the perfect position. It's like I need to have my arms out like this a little bit too much.
All right, so for taller people, it's very, very comfortable. Now let's talk about a little bit more driving again. So steering this thing, it's so light to steer.
Yeah.
For such a big car, the steering's like super, super light.
The more of a not sporty car it is, the less the light steering matters.
Yeah, but it doesn't like vary and it's not confusing, so I don't mind it at all. It's great.
I'm sorry, I'm not excited, guys. It's a 3-row SUV.
Yeah, that doesn't end in SRT or something like that.
I mean, it is nice. People who are into it are into it.
Yeah.
I had no issues with it, but like, yeah, again, that whole like driving and zoning out position you want.
Yeah.
I have to have my arms up all the time because I just can't have that comfortable position.
See, and I have it. That's why I really like this.
I know.
Now, the steering wheel, I have no issues with it other than the gloss black. Like, can you guys just stop putting gloss black on the steering wheel? And then I do actually have another issue. So I was trying to change my volume, and there's like 4 or 5 different up or down or left or right indicators on this thing, and I had to find that it's on my left thumb.
Yeah, all Volkswagens have that, but like there is a lot of arrows and plus and minus signs and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously, you get used to anything, but I'm just saying there's just a lot of left, right, up, down.
Yeah.
And since people buying this car are probably pretty excited about safety stuff, this does have blind spot alerts and all that stuff, and it works quite well.
Yeah, the parking beeping goes a little like overboard. I'm trying to get out of my parking garage, and it's just yelling at me about every single thing, like full beep coming around corners. It's kind of like, all right, the boy who cried wolf a little bit, but like, at least it's there.
Yeah, I get that too.
Like the amount of times I've had full beeps and not hit cars and posts, no, not too much.
So there's a bunch of more things that I want to talk about with the exterior and the interior, but I'm gonna let you drive.
Let's do it. New rule, if the car has fake exhaust tips, we don't need to be excited. All right, let's see what this can do. Decent power.
Yeah, it's got decent power.
You can definitely merge onto any highway at any time you want.
I have no issues with the power.
Okay.
And it honestly, it kind of sounds pretty good because it's a VR6.
Yeah, okay, so it's got that Chewbacca thing.
But it does have the fake exhaust out back, like completely fake.
So let's start the looks with that.
Yeah, I would love to. Guys, stop doing fake exhaust. Like, we get it. There's just black holes with silver outlines. Like, you're not fooling anyone.
Maybe it's just like a transitionary thing to where they don't have to like design that anymore.
I guess.
But I guess like how many old diesel Volkswagens had diesel like pouring up the whole bumper? Like you remember seeing that on old Jettas?
Yeah.
So maybe they're just trying to avoid that. You know, avoid dirty tips.
Maybe, but there's no more diesel, so.
I know. I guess the best part about the looks is that hard, crisp body line.
I fully agree.
So how does that work? It has a huge shadow all the time below it and it's light above it, kind of like Mercedes used to do.
Except this is even harder and it looks awesome.
It like comes out both directions. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, it's like they pinched it from both sides and just pulled it out.
I don't know how much of that I want to translate across every line of Volkswagen.
I like it. It works so well in this car because it's a big, bulky, kind of manly car.
How about the front end?
So it's not like over the top, but it just looks good. It's very North American.
The headlights are top notch.
Yeah, they are. Really top notch. And I believe all trims get standard LEDs.
But I think the R-Line's got a couple more cool lines on the front end, making it look a little more aggressive.
The R-Line obviously looks a little bit better, but the Execline is the only way that you can get 20-inch wheels that we have unless you get the R-Line package.
What do you think of the taillights?
Taillight's pretty good.
Very similar to the Tiguan. Don't mind it at all for an SUV.
Yeah, exactly. Overall, I think this is a really good-looking SUV.
Yeah, good proportions and everything.
Yeah.
And I also noticed that it's got a kick to open trunk.
Yes, it does.
Which is very convenient. Okay, and then speaking of the trunk and kick to open, we can fold the seats down with this strap we have in the back, and the best part is that strap velcros to the back, so as long as you didn't throw the strap when you fold the seats, you can easily pull the seat back up with no trouble.
It's the smartest little thing I've ever seen put in a car. And one thing you always like to talk about, I noticed the grocery bag hangers.
Okay, yeah.
There's an extra one, like, hidden away on the right side.
That's nice.
It is really nice. Because what are people gonna do when they buy this car? Go get groceries.
Yeah, and like, you don't want your groceries flying around.
No, you don't.
It's the worst. They got like a spare apple and stuff.
That's true.
Come on.
And then the second row of seats are also very, very comfortable to sit in. One thing we forgot to add, this actually has peasant blockers. But in this car, I think they're more for children.
Baby shades! Yeah, all these seats are comfortable. We have heated seats, cooled seats. You can do heated and cooled at the same time. And we have a hard button for our heated steering wheel.
Yeah, exactly. And then the second row is also heated seats.
And we've got our temperature control back there and USB and stuff.
It's very impressive. And there's USB ports, which is awesome. Not like the old school friggin' things that nobody uses, the 12 volts.
Okay, and for people in the back, we have this awesome moonroof as well.
Huge.
Now let's talk about the gauges and the infotainment.
I would love to.
Same old Volkswagen infotainment that you get on pretty much everything.
Same old interior layout on basically every Volkswagen.
So if you like Volkswagen, you're gonna love this. It's not my ideal infotainment and setup, but I don't mind it.
I really like it.
We still have the volume knob that shows the power thing upside down.
Yeah, it spins with it.
No rewinding satellite radio, which is very disappointing, but I don't expect them to, include that until there's like a new upgrade of everything.
You know what? One song came on the radio and I was so disappointed that I couldn't rewind it, so I'll give you full credit for that.
Coolio's Gangster's Paradise?
It wasn't that. I forget what song it was, but I really wanted to hear it again.
Probably Beach Boys.
No, it definitely wasn't. But at least we have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and it works perfectly.
That's the most important thing in every car ever.
Exactly. So double thumbs up for Volkswagen for continuing to do that.
And now the gauge cluster.
Yes, we have the digital cockpit.
So you can get an analog version as well.
Yes, and I would honestly probably opt for that one.
It's not that bad. You get a lot of cool features. You get your map in the middle. You get the stuff on the sides. I guess you don't really need it.
It's definitely not bad. The only thing that bothers me, and it's like the biggest nitpick in the world / smallest nitpick in the world, is how laggy the transitions are between gauges. That's it.
Okay, you are right. You did describe it to me as a laggier Audi system.
That's exactly what it feels like.
And I did go to the map in the middle, and I tried to zoom out. You know how on the Audis I zoom out the space? This thing takes forever. Here, let me show you real quick. But it is very crisp and clear, so major points for that.
Yes, it is.
You also had a little gripe with the reverse camera, which to me is mind-boggling because you usually don't care.
Okay, so I'm in such a big car, and when I put it in reverse, I want the 360 camera because that's what this has. But it defaults to the reverse camera, not the 360 camera. So you have to press menu and then click on the big car, and then you get the 360 camera in full.
Yes, you have to click on the car because if you click on one of the corners around the car, it'll highlight that camera instead.
Yeah, and then if you press your parking camera button, which by the way, this also parks itself, then you can't actually pop up your 360 camera while you're in reverse.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of weird stuff. To be honest, Kia, the Stinger, had it perfect. Cars do that, and if you're a big vehicle, the Ford F-250 was the most perfect 360 reverse camera implementation in the world. Guys, get one and copy it.
The resolution wasn't the best, but what it showed was very good.
Did we just agree on reverse cameras?
Yes, we did. I thought we were going for a high five.
I thought we were doing a handshake. Whatever, we'll leave that in.
Yeah, definitely leaving that in. Now let's talk about the rest of this interior. We have this super fake plastic wood, which looks amazing. I
like
have
it.
no issues with it. I think it looks great. And then we have some gloss black everywhere, and then it's all gonna get scratched up and dirty because you probably have kids and boogers and stuff.
This looks like it's soft. Ooh, it is soft.
This is soft, but the rest of this is hard where your knees are. Oh, and the seats that we're actually sitting in are very, very comfortable.
And the seats in the back from behind look like the battle droids from episode 1, from the prequels.
When you posted it on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, Yuri, TheStraightPipes. I fully agreed and I laughed so hard.
I got so many replies saying, Roger, Roger. Oh, another thing I need to add. Fender audio, and it is so friggin' good.
It's amazing.
We usually don't talk about audio systems, but like everything is almost perfect nowadays.
Your kids will be so happy to hear this Fender audio system.
Yeah, be very excited for them to blow the speakers when they start driving this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and since people might be taking this to cottages and stuff, it can tow up to 5,000 pounds.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
How many jet skis is that?
At least 1 or 2.
Okay, can somebody from PR from any company take us on a towing trip?
Yeah, we want to take jet skis on towing trips.
We want to learn how to tow stuff, but we need a press trip for that.
And we need jet skis just to have jet skis.
Yeah, jet skis. Okay, Jacob, it's time for the price.
$54,215.
Canadian.
That's right. Top trim minus the R-Line package.
So it's more expensive than a Tiguan,
Yeah, because it's bigger.
but it's got more room.
And it also has 3 rows, just like both. But overall, this has more room. This is fully competing with like a Subaru Ascent now, which people seem to be excited about as well. So we're definitely going to review one of those at some point.
And also let us know if you decided to go between a Tiguan and an Atlas and why you went for either or.
Yeah, and we'll probably review a Tiguan too. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell,
Patreon.com/TheStraightPipes, and share this video with your friends.
and join our YouTube membership too. But definitely share the video.
I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. Subscription break. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe right now. Subscribe. We didn't do that.